Welcome back to the channel. We're back with our Spider-Man Commander deck profile. Except it's not Spider-Man. It's for the pictures of Spider-Man. That Spider-Man, he's a menace. We're back with Jonah Jameson. When Jonah Jameson enters, suspect up to one target creature. Suspected creature has a menace and can't block. He's also a 3-mana 2/2. And whenever a creature you control with a menace attacks, create a treasure token. So we have plenty of other creatures other than Spider-Man in the deck with menace to make sure we can get those treasure tokens. Other ways to benefit off of having plenty of treasure tokens on the board, because we're getting treasure tokens, so we may as well benefit off of them. And then, just ways to deal damage to our opponents with that. That's just a general overview of the deck. Let's get into seeing who the real menace is. Starting us off, we have Arcane Signet for that mana to get us started. Beamtown Beatstick, a way to give our creatures menace so that we could get those treasure tokens. When a creature deals combat damage to a player, you get a treasure token, so we get a treasure token if it deals damage. And then a second one just for attacking. Curse Mirror, another way to have some creatures enter, but also just getting that red mana could be helpful for this deck. Dolmen Gate, for all combat damage will be dealt to attacking creatures you control. We want to make sure our creatures could attack without having to worry about getting destroyed. This way you get those treasure tokens. So this helps us do just that. Infantry Shield, another way to give our stuff menace. And also Mobilize X, giving us more creatures. They're not going to have menace themselves though, so we don't get to draw power off them. They also enter attacking, so they don't officially attack for that ability. But still, overall, just a good card, giving our creatures that menace that we were looking for. Lightning Greaves, a way to make sure creatures can attack the turn they come down, so get those treasure tokens the turn they drop. Ruby Medallion for some cost reduction there. Soul Ring for some extra mana, get Jonah out turn 2. Swiftfoot Boots to make sure menaces can attack the turn they come down. Fire Crystal, some more haste, some more cost reduction. Also a copy of a spell. I'm not going to attempt to use that 6 mana thing now. Reaver Cleaver, another will get more creature spells. Also some trample to make sure our creatures with menace, even when they are blocked, we could deal some damage. And Wayfarer's Bauble for some extra lands, because we're in mono red and we'll take what we can get sometimes. For our creatures, we have Academy Manufacturer. We are creating a lot of treasure tokens, so may as well get some clues and foods off those while we're at it. Just creating, because Jonah's ability based on how many creatures we attack with, not just if we attack or not, because whenever a creature. Ancient Copper Dragon, another way to get a lot of treasure tokens. You're going to roll a 20 every time. What could possibly go wrong? You'll never just get one treasure token off of your 6 mana 6/5 with flying. And the worst case scenario, it's a 6 mana 6/5 with flying. Something that we could give menace to that will benefit all that ability a whole bunch while we're here. Bothersome Closet, a creature with menace, giving us the treasure tokens. And when go to creatures your opponents control can't block, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, go target creature your opponent controls, allowing us to swing on our opponent with a little bit more ease than normal. Broadside Bombardiers, another creature with menace, sacrifice another creature or artifact, deal 2 damage deals damage equal to 2 plus the sacrifice permanent's mana value to any target. Overall, just a good creature with haste. We're going to be getting some pretty expensive spells on the board thanks to all those treasure tokens we have, so we could potentially deal some big damage to our opponent. Cavern Horde Dragon. The spell costs X less cast, where X is greatest mana value among artifacts and opponent controls. Maybe it'll have the End Stone, and we'll just get this for 2 red mana for 6/6 flying trample haste. When deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token for each artifact that player controls, giving us a lot of treasure tokens. Even if they just control the End Stone, it's going to be at least one person at most tables playing artifacts now, so getting that benefit's worth it. Crime Novelist, whenever you sacrifice an artifact, aka all of our treasure tokens, get a +1/+1 counter and some more red mana, giving us double up the mana that we normally be getting off our treasure tokens, and even more benefits off of Crime Novelist there. Frontier Warmonger, whenever one more creature's attacks, one of your opponents, those creatures gain menace till end of turn. It is like a little bit like weird like how this lines up with Jonah's ability. So I think it may be like where it doesn't like give the creatures with menace the attack ability, so they don't have the menace when they attack. I don't know. Leave it down in the comment section how you think it works. Generous Plunderer, at the beginning of your upkeep, but still just giving your creatures menace. It tends to be worth it. Generous Plunderer, 2 mana for 2/2 menace. Good creature will attack. Guess it's some more treasure tokens. Yeah, we like to see as well. Goldspan Dragon, another benefit off of our treasure tokens there, because Jonah was responsible for a lot of villains in Spider-Man, so we may as well be the villain that we want to be. Hellkite Tyrant, flying, trample, another creature you give menace to, but also a way to win the game by having a lot of treasure tokens on the board if it's 1 or more, which isn't that hard to get. Ingenious Artillerist, whenever one or more artifacts enter the battlefield, deal that much damage to each opponent. Potentially that's 20 if every time you run it with your bronze dragon. Was it bronze dragon? Oh, was it? No. Where was he? Ancient Copper Dragon, that's him. But yeah, could potentially be a game for you. Knuckles the Echidna. Another way to win the game, similar to Hellkite Tyrant, this time you just need 30 rather than normal 20. But he also gives you some damage there while you're at it. Another creature we wouldn't mind giving menace to because he has a haste. Koma Inu, battle armor. Menace, equip creatures +2/+2 and has menace. Way to give ourselves menace so that we can get those treasure tokens. Lightning, security sergeant, some little bit of draw power, and a creature with menace giving us those treasure tokens to cast that stuff with. Magna, the Horde Master, whenever you commit a crime, create a tap treasure token. Only happens once each turn. We're going to be targeting plenty of our opponent's stuff or messing with stuff in their graveyard. Could be well worth it. And then sacrifice 3 treasures, create a 4/4 Scorpion Dragon creature token flying in haste. Potentially another thing to give menace to. Pain Distributor, whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, they create a treasure token. A little bit group hug. No one's going to hate group hug, right? Whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, deal 1 damage to that player. Punish them for using it. Professional Facebreaker, another card that benefits off of both menace and treasure tokens, because we're making that money off of this newspaper. Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer, another we get some free spells off our opponent's deck. You also get some treasure tokens, but getting your opponent's stuff could be worth it, depending on what we need. Reckless Fireweaver, we're creating plenty of treasure tokens. May as well deal some damage to each opponent while we're at it. Robrax, Stone of Roga, I think that's how you pronounce it. First Strike, Menace, Trample. It's just 0/1. We get out for 0 mana. It's super easy spell to get those treasure tokens off. Basically, even if we just have his attack turn comes down, that's a free treasure token we just got. Star Athlete, another creature there with menace. Whenever he attacks, choose up to 1 target non-land permanent. His controllers may sacrifice it. If they don't, deal 5 damage to that player. We're going to choose our opponent's stuff, not ours. Because we're going to make sure we read the card. Also give him Blitz to make sure your attack turn comes down. Veronica, Distant Scribe, another creature with menace. Whenever she attacks, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. You also get some junk tokens. But a little bit of draw power is worth it, along with the treasure tokens we're getting off of just her attacking. Vincent, Vengeful Atner, another creature with menace. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on Vincent. We deal damage to each opponent, maybe. Whenever he deals damage to an opponent, deals damage to each opponent. If his power is 7 or greater, which, could take 2 times around the table, unless we have another way to buff him. So, overall, just a good creature to give us those treasure tokens, since he has a menace. And then Zorn, since we're creating treasure tokens, we may as well create another treasure token, because I hear you like treasure tokens, dude. And then our enchantments, we have Alchemist Talent, deal some damage off of using those treasure tokens. And also getting some extra mana off those treasure tokens, and getting more treasure tokens. Daring Piracy, getting some pirate tokens with menace and haste to begin combat on your turn every turn. So you attack with them, get those treasure tokens, free mana here. Send into Avernus, create X treasure tokens, deal X damage to each player, X number of descent counters on this card. Potentially a lot of treasure tokens for us, potentially a win con for us. Goblin War Drums, creatures you control have menace, that's all of them. That's treasure tokens off of everyone. Rain of Riches, another benefit of those treasure tokens, getting us a little bit of treasure tokens, giving all of our spells Cascade, yes, more and more stuff. Rising of the Day, Since we're giving all of our stuff menace, we may as well give them haste, so that when they attack, the turn they come down, we get that damage as well. Not that damage, we get those treasures as well. Sticky Fingers, whenever creature deals combat damage to a player, create treasure tokens. And whenever enchanted creature dies, draw a card. A little bit of draw power, a little bit of treasure tokens. We know what we like, and we like to see it. There we go. On to the second half of the deck. Oops, sorry about that. We have not really much here. Big score from some treasure tokens and some draw power. Case Warp for removing our opponent's worst thing, giving them their best thing. Comet Storm to make sure we can actually do something with our treasure tokens. We're going to be having a lot of them, and eventually once we stockpile our treasures like the dragon we are, we deal 20 damage to each target. All of their mana dorks are going to be gone. Demoralize. Each creature can't be blocked this turn except by 2 more creatures. I'm pretty sure that just means all creatures have menace. And creatures can't block this turn if we meet the threshold. But still, the first ability giving our creatures that menace tends to be worth it for our creatures. Great Train Heist. We like to have extra combat spells in this deck. We don't really run that many. We just really ran this one to show us an example of what you can do for this deck. But overall, if we had more combat spells, that means that more turns that our creatures can attack for. Seething Song for some additional mana. Tybalt's Trickery for a counterspell. Say never see it coming when you're in red. Unexpected Windfall. More treasure tokens, more draw power. Untimely Malfunction for some removal. And then Blasphemous Act for a good old board wipe. Brass's Bounty, a good way to get a lot of treasure tokens. And Full Throttle, I lied. We do have extra combat spells. I forgot they were all in the sorcery column. I was thinking for a second, I'm like, why do I only have the 1 in here? I feel like I should have a lot more. But nope, here they are. Full Throttle, Overpowering Attack, Pirate's Pillage, it's just not extra combat. Relentless Assault. Yep, that's it. For all those extra combat spells. Pirate's Pillage, another discard card, draw 2, get some treasure tokens. Seize the Spotlight. Yeah, we're may as well. Tentative Connection. We have a creature at menace, may as well gain control of our opponent's stuff. And Vandal Blast for that artifact board wipe. But that's the deck there. If you liked the video, make sure you like the video. If you want to see more like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe so you can stay tuned for future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the day.